Hey, what up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. It was a bad day for the San Francisco 49ers losing the game. I believe they lost 27-6 to the St. Louis Rams. We knew going in that honestly the St. Louis Rams were a better football team than us, but we thought that honestly we were a team that easily, if we played at our max capacity and we looked as good as we looked in some other games, maybe the games against the Vikings, the games against the Giants or the Packers, where we have some sort of offensive momentum, our defense could hold up and hold their own, that we could play against the Rams and we could be in this football game. Honestly, there was a time we were winning this game 3-2. There were times in this game it wasn't that far off. Even honestly at halftime when the score was, I believe, 20-6. I mean, the game wasn't that far out of reach. You come out, your first possession, you score a touchdown, you're right back into that football game. But the one thing that really wasn't going for us was Colin Kaepernick. And, last week, after the loss to the Seattle Seahawks, the rumors were that teams were calling about a trade for Colin Kaepernick. And I thought that was a little bit of a reach. Honestly, in the NFL, how often quarterbacks or any star player, especially mid-season, get traded. It's very, very low. NFL loves to make trades with players for draft picks, but that's most of the time in the off-season, around the NFL draft, maybe sometime around the end of training camp, right before the start of the NFL season, making sure that they can pick somebody up when somebody's going to get cut or something like that, to make sure that they're able to acquire a player. But honestly, I thought that it was very far out of reach. Now, after tonight's game, or today's game, whatever you want to say, the 49ers rumor is that the 49ers players are, having an uprising in the locker room saying that they want Colin Kaepernick benched. They want to go in a different direction. I don't think that's the right direction. I remember a few years ago when Alex Smith was struggling under center, and the fans at Candlestick were chanting, "We want Carr, we want Carr." No, you don't. Carr came in, Carr played. Carr wasn't any better than Alex Smith was. The problems on this football team are farther than Colin Kaepernick. If you can improve the offensive line, if you can get somebody in the backfield to block, especially after Reggie Bush was injured and we brought straight trash into the backfield, it's rough. Yeah, the team's not good. We knew going into this season that it wasn't going to be good. We won that first game against the Vikings. We got a whole lot of hope built up into us. Hey, maybe we're not as bad as we thought we were. Honestly, there's been times when you can bench a quarterback and he can, say, I'm better than this. I need to clear my head. I need to come out and play. If you think about the San Francisco 49ers when they won the Super Bowl in 1995, on that, season-winning Super Bowl team, the Niners were just getting blown out by Philly. Philly was just running us into the ground. George Seifert, he pulled Steve Young. Steve Young got hot with Seifert basically saying that this was his team. There was no way this team was going to win without him at quarterback. And, they lost that game. Steve Young sat out the rest of that game. But it built a fire in Steve Young that he was not going to get pulled from any more football games as a 49er. And that helped propel the 49ers to winning the Super Bowl that year. Sitting Colin Kaepernick, it ain't going to do anything. It ain't doing much. Honestly, we got to stick with what we got. That bum from Jacksonville in the backfield, people want to say that he looked good in the preseason. That's the preseason. This is the regular season. There's a reason why he ain't playing in Jacksonville no more. Colin Kaepernick is our quarterback. We need to stick with this guy, and we need to see what we can do to improve this football team. Honestly, a lot of these improvements aren't going to come until the offseason. Stick with Kaepernick. He's our guy. In the past, he's been able to show us he's a top 5 quarterback in this league, and I believe that if you build a line for him, you build some backfield for this guy, you get a guy, especially with Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde is a great guy coming out of the backfield for us. Is he, to reach his star potential where he's going to be? No. The guy probably still needs to build a little bit more confidence, and having good games is how he's going to be able to do it. But, when we got trash and we're down 20, we're not really running the football. We're trying to desperately throw the ball to stay alive. And then for that, you need to be able to have a quarterback that's going to be able to have a couple seconds to move around. Colin Kaepernick, when he's at his best, is able to run around on his feet, and the defense doesn't know to blitz in or if he's going to run and need to cover the field. That's when we've been at our best, and we're not at our best right now.